So speaking of new uniforms, we've had a few uniforms that have already been released that we discussed in our last show. Those were the Bucks, Falcons, and Colts jerseys, or uniforms as a whole. The Bucks were good. Falcons sucked. The Colts, it wasn't really a new uniform like the other ones, but that new secondary logo, and they changed the font of their numbers.
Big time. That's big time. Don't undermine that, Ross. That's a new number font. That's a whole new person.
Hey, but to be fair, the Colts have one of the most storied, historic, and traditional uniforms of in NFL history. So that number change is kind of a big deal in Indianapolis.
This is true. This is very true.
So the ones that we now have to cover in this week, the Browns, the Patriots, and the Chargers. First,
how would you rate these ones? How would you rate these ones, though?
Let's talk about them individually. Then we'll rate them. Okay.
All right.
So Browns, they're going like they went the Bucks route. How they're kind of going to their older uniform.
Their roots.
They didn't change. They're going to the yes. I think it's a good look. It obviously isn't that big of a difference, but it's like they pretty much add one extra stripe on the shoulder. Just looks a little cleaner.
Yeah, it looks like the old ones with like a couple like touches. A couple new touches of the new.
Well, you can compare it to the Bucks one. It looks like an old one, but modernized a bit.
Yes, pretty much.
So,
what they should have done in the first place.
Exactly. So it's not bad. The Patriots, on the other hand, not good. I don't like them. I don't.
You don't like them?
I think the on the shoulders are what gets me. I don't like the two colors right next to each other like that. Like the blue and the red and the red and the blue. Just doesn't look clean to me. It looks a little convoluted.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of just threw that together, to be honest.
See, but what this is crazy though. Here's this for a fun fact, Jalen. So Tom Brady, his first season was when they introduced their now old uniforms, and so now the year he leaves is the year they bring in a new uniform.
You mean the Stidham era?
Sorry, yes, we're going from the Brady era to the Stidham era.
Or the Love era. We don't know. I like the sound of the Love era though.
Love era.
That sounds beautiful. If Love is their quarterback next season, I
don't know if this might be an obscure reference, but I remember this one slip up from a commentator during a college football game on air. To quote him, Jalen, that's pretty gay, man.
Yeah.
Do you get the reference? Please tell me you do. That was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. How you slip up live and go, that's pretty gay.
I don't know, man. Something that was pretty gay or something, I guess.
Hey, that was before PC era, though, so I think it was okay in those times.
Right? It was okay back then, I guess.
We're not going to have anyone digging up old tweets of ours, right? In like,
oh yeah, no, we are. When we fully blow up, we're gonna definitely get called out on our Twitter too.
I cannot wait.
My job right.
Right. I can't wait, bro. I can't wait to on draft night, which is something we'll be live streaming. If everything goes to planned, we will be live streaming that, so you come on and watch along with us. But I can't wait for the old tweets to get dug up from everyone that gets drafted in the first round. It's inevitable. Yeah. It's going to happen. And whoever does that is a low-life prick that has nothing going for them. But it's going to happen, right? Or your uncle was it his uncle that leaked a video of you smoking a bong in the gas mask?
Yeah. Yep. But for anybody who doesn't know, I was referring to with our tweets. I allow Ross freedom to tweet pretty much whatever he wants. And I take time out of my day to go through and clear tweets I deem inappropriate.
Bro, you the way you say it, you act like you're going through 20 a day. Okay. You might find one every once in a while.
I delete at least probably one every 2 days.
Okay.
It used to be a lot worse.
That's really not that bad. But speaking of Twitter, you should go follow us at Fourth One Radio. Today we just had a big old one, a little over 500 likes. I know that's nothing major, but it's not bad. It's respectable. We're on the move up. But dude, we really got off track. But let's get on to uniform number 3, the San Diego Chargers. And I'm just going spoiler. This is the best uniform out of all the 6 months, without a doubt. They're so good. I love the bringing back the powder blue. Those powder blues, I hate the Chargers. They're division rivals with the Broncos, so I have to. But
Mhm.
those powder blues were one of the best uniforms in the league, and now they're making them the official home uniform. Sign me up.
I think they should
Sign me
done
up, dude.
a long time
It's
ago.
so good.
No, I'm definitely a big fan of their new jerseys. Their new jerseys is kind of like everyone should do. Modernize your old style of jersey. There is no reason to go all mighty might on them, old tiny tights, whatever you call little kids who play football jerseys, and get those printed on jerseys styles that look terrible.
You mean the Russells?
The
Dude,
Russells.
throw it back to Russell era. Before the Nikes, before the Under Armours, we
Where is
had
Russell?
Russell, baby.
I got my first concussion wearing a Russell helmet.
Oh, the concussion bucket. Who can forget? No, that was a shut. That was a shut.
That was a shut. That was a
That's
shut.
why I had.
Yeah.
I had the concussion bucket for a long while.
I had the concussion bucket for a week, and I got a concussion. And they took it away. Those things
man.
hit you harder than the hit itself,
right, dude? But those Chargers uniforms are so nice. Between the powder blues with the white pants, powder blues with yellow pants. Then you got what the whites with white on white, white on yellow.
white on
Those
blue.
white on blues, and then you got the all navy with the Chargers and all the pants with the Chargers logo going down the pants side, and their logo is a little revamped too. It's a little more stretched, looks better. And man, that all navy, I'm presuming Color Rush.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
at least alternates.
I see it right now because they
Hmm.
have two all blue jerseys with the powder blue and then the one with the navy blue. And
Mhm.
I kind of think it's funny how a lot of teams now, since the NFL is like, oh, you can only wear your color rush jerseys 3 times a season. Now teams are like, well, this is my official jersey now.
Right.
All the teams making new jerseys, they're like, well, this color rush jersey is not my official jersey. You can't tell me how many times I can wear it.
You gotta find the loophole, right?
Find the loophole, make it your official jersey.
All right,
I feel like teams have been doing that. It's been pretty funny to see.
Or everyone's been getting so bored with the soccer. I was like, hey, I got an idea. You want to make a new uniform?
I'm still waiting for the Cardinals to announce that they're coming out with a new uniform. Cardinals have literally been like for the past 3 years, every single time they do like a jersey ranking, other than like the old Jaguar jerseys and the Browns old jerseys, the Cardinals have always been in that bottom ranking for their
I got
jerseys.
nothing wrong with the Cardinals jerseys. They're clean. They're a little streamlined. I like them.
Yeah, they are. Like I like them. I feel like I like them because I'm a Cardinals fan, but I do think that it is time to update them.
See, that's why I can use my opinion because, of course, my opinion is always right, and that's even more objective since I'm not a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, I think we should go back with kind of like how our style is now, but kind of add some touches to it. Like I liked our old white jerseys with the Arizona flag on them. I like those ones. I think we should go back to a style like that.
Nice.
I want those ones to be like our new away jersey or home jersey, whatever you want to call it, and then have a red one also that kind of looks like that, and then have like an alternate jersey. But
got to.
I think it's time to update them, even if you do like what the Colts did, pretty much. Just add like some small touches. Add like a black outline to the numbers or something, just something.
That's fair. All right, but with these new 6 uniforms, Jalen, it's time to rank them. The worst uniform out of all of them, I think we could both agree, it has to be Atlanta Falcons, right? With the gradient red to black. It's awful. Or black to red.
No, I don't know who came up. I don't
Some
know whose child came up with that idea. But,
bro, speaking of, that's what you get in junior football. That's exactly what you get in junior football.
Our high school jerseys look better than that.
Oh, dude,
my junior college.
You can't say much. Bro, American River jerseys. They're like the Colts, really.
Yeah,
and they were nice.
You kind of got some old soul to them, but they're nice. Have you seen the Sierra jerseys?
I played against Sierra, so yeah, I have seen them.
Yeah, those Sierra jerseys are pretty nice.
Hey, go Beavers! Shout out to all my American River College boys out listening to this.
So, shout out to all Sierra. I haven't really told them about my podcast, but yeah.
See, number 5, Jalen. Who's has the 5th best uniform?
I'll go Browns. I'll go Browns.
Browns. I'll go Patriots. I'll go Patriots on this one.
Oh wait, I'll go Pats.
Go Pats.
I totally forgot about the Pats. That's how horrible they are. I forgot about
number 4. Then number 4 is the Browns.
Yeah, Browns. I agree with that.
Number 3 Going with the Colts.
Yep,
Damn,
because they didn't
look
do
at
anything.
us.
Yeah.
Then number 2, of course, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, those are
Dude,
clean though.
look
I
at
like
us on the same page. On the same page.
Yep.
If we're going off of best from changes, I'm still going to put the Colts over them. I guess because the Colts didn't change much, we could put them in 5th.
Yes.
But no matter what, the Chargers are on top, and the Falcons are on the bottom. You can't debate that. Impossible to debate.
Jerseys are just crappy. I don't know whoever came up with that idea needs to be fired immediately. And let's not forget the clean person who is always going to be number 7 below the Falcons is the Rams penis logo. That is
the Dickersons. like we said, the Dickersons. Let's move on. Yeah. But of course, you gotta have that. But uniforms are nice. It's always nice to see the little new stuff. It's going to be a little cool to see on the field if and when we eventually get that. Moving on into some drama in Jacksonville. Yannick Ngakoue. Sorry, Ngakoue. And the Jags, Jalen, they got some issues. Right?
Yeah, other than pronouncing people's
I know.
names. They
I know. We all know that's not my strong suit here, okay? That's not what I get paid to do.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, they definitely have some big problems right now. I know it's funny to all of us.
It's looking like a damn high school drama, dude. Looking like a high school drama between these two.
It spread to Twitter. I thought it was fake. I saw them.
Are you
I was
serious?
reading through them, and did you not see the Twitter beef?
No, I saw it, but I was surprised.
Yeah, no.
You didn't think it was real.
I mean, I knew they were having problems, but I follow a couple of pages that do fake tweet type stuff.
Oh.
Like even during basketball season, they'll do a tweet from Kevin Durant. Yeah, some stupid stuff. But I thought I was reading it from theirs because I just read another of their thing, and so I was reading it, and then I looked up and it said Sports Center, and I was like, "Oh my lord!"
Right?
But
Stupid,
yeah.
Bro, so the background to the drama is Yannick has been franchise tagged, but he has made it clear that he's not going to sign a long-term deal with Jacksonville, and he wants out now. But the Jags won't let him leave.
They're under a new regime, as
the regime. They won't let him leave. Either they're going to force him to play for a year, or they're going to trade him away for value.
He's not going to play.
No, he'll just hold out, pull a little Le'Veon Bell.
If they don't just trade him and take a 5th rounder,
they're stupid if they don't trade him. I don't understand why anyone would want a guy, no matter how good he is. He could be Patrick Mahomes, but if Patrick Mahomes doesn't want to play for you, then he's worthless. It doesn't matter how good they are. If they do not want to play, they're worthless. And so it doesn't matter. Of course, they don't have much leverage in the situation with the draft, with the trade. But you have to take what you can get because anything is better than nothing, and nothing is going to be what you get if you do not trade this guy.
Straight up. They need to follow the lead of another team we're going to talk about later and what they did today. They need to follow their lead and get what you can and let them go. If they don't want to play for you, they don't want to play for you. There's no reason to keep them around because either way, they're going to be around your players. They're going to tell their players trash about you and make the other players not want to be around you. That makes it worse. As Ryan's well, get rid of them so they can't do that. And then also, if they do decide to stay and play, they're not going to help you.
No.
They're not going to listen to you.
Come on, man.
Imagine if he does stay this year, the damage he can do to your team's chemistry in a year it takes one person. Get rid of him. Take a 5th round. Take a 6th round. Take a 7th rounder. You're not getting anything from him. No. He's going to sit there on the bench for a year. Then he's going to leave in free agency.
Well, see, with the pack, if they think he's costing you money, he's costing you a hit to the cap space. With the franchise tag, it's like something around $20 million. So it's costing you money to have a guy to not play for you. It makes zero sense why they do this, why teams do this, and
they're holding for a trade piece.
To quote what Yannick said about Shaq Khan's son, he's a clown, and you gotta trade them, please. There's no reason to keep him.
I mean, honestly, I think the only person really to give the Broncos problems right now with trading up to 8 with the Cardinals is Jacksonville. If they feel like trading up, the Cardinals need a D-end pass rusher. The Cardinals would very much be willing to drop back for that pass rusher and obviously something else. We're not just going to take a guy we know doesn't want to be there.
Cardinals going to move up to take Chase Young.
Actually, I would be mad if we did that though, because we have too many problems. Not even problems, but there's too many other places.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, we don't have anything. We don't have any second round.
We don't have enough capital to actually make that.
Yeah, it's
but speaking of the draft, though, Jalen, some last minute rumors that we want to talk about before our show on Thursday, which is, of course, when the draft is. Jamal Adams will not be extended by the New York Jets, and so now, hey, maybe Jamal Adams for a first rounder. How do you feel as a fan?
I kind of feel the same way about the Ngakoue trade. I think Jamal Adams has made it clear that since they don't pretty much respect him, he wants out. And you're going to have to get rid of him. So if I'm the Cardinals, I'm trading first round picks. I'm not just giving my first round pick up. And I want a second or the third or fourth at the least. But the thing is, kind of.
How's this for a trade, Jalen? How's this for a trade? Let me throw this out to you. The Cardinals give away their first round draft pick, so the 8th overall pick. Mm-hmm. In return, you get Jamal Adams and a third rounder. Would you take it?
No, I would not.
Jamal Adams and a second rounder.
No, we need a first round pick.
Okay, so you really.
The whole thing right now with the Cardinals is there are some great defenders right now, but our top priority right now is not safety. Even if we don't draft a safety in the draft, we'll be fine. The main problem with our safeties right now is most of our safeties are really young guys who have to develop. And so you'd rather have a young guy who's kind of already there, which is why they say they want a safety in the draft. But safety is not our number one draft pick. And so when you when you trade somebody for a first round pick, you're pretty much saying our first round pick this year is this guy we just traded for. Yep. And when your number one need is not that guy, then you kind of just gave around a first round pick. And then even in the second round, we need as a Cardinals fan, I think our main thing is a linebacker, a pass rusher, or offensive line. I think those are our main needs.
Mostly the offensive line, in my opinion.
Yeah, and mostly offensive line. But I think the Cardinals we should trade back. And if we can get Jamal Adams in a trade back and replace with another first round pick, I'm cool with that. But I don't think we should give up our first round.
I do think Jamal Adams will be traded if not the first draft night, probably the second or third. He's going in the draft. I'd be willing to bet.
He's going.
Second rumor is at day one. More than likely. Yeah. Tua Tagovailoa is reportedly off of 3 draft boards due to concerns about his ability to stay healthy. I think that's I'm not buying it. He's really had one bad injury. It's really just been that one.
No, it's the week of smoke screens. Every team is going to go out and say they don't want the guy that they want. Everyone does it.
It's a bluff.
The Cardinals did it last year. They were like, "Oh, we're really looking at the Quentin Williams and Nick Bosa," and it's like everyone knows you're taking Kyler. Shut up. It's the same every year. Everybody who has a pick above somebody who they know wants somebody. Oh, we're for them, so then they don't move up because they think they could get them where they're at, and then you take them or you move up and take them. It happens every year.
So this whole thing's just a little bit of gamesmanship between the draft execs.
No one's taking Tua out of their draft board. Tua has the same stats as Joe Burrow, and you could probably get him at a cheaper draft price.
You can't.
No one is taking him off the board. No one smart is taking them off their draft board. Miami might because their execs are stupid. But other than that, no one in their right mind takes Tua off of their draft board.
That's a good point. See, and then this one, the Giants are likely going to trade down and almost certainly going to draft offensive tackle this year. But they've had a tremendous amount of interest and research and communication with Oregon quarterback Justin Herbert. Are they actually going to take – this doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense.
I hate to have to keep going back to the Cardinals, but the Cardinals are the people who did it last year. The Cardinals situation for why they took 2 quarterbacks, 2 first-round picks in a row was Josh Rosen came out, and why he had decent he showed signs of the possibility of becoming a good quarterback. It obviously wasn't working. And then we got rid of that coach who did draft him. So you kind of want to give the new coach, a fresh canvas. Mm-hmm. And so with the whole Giant situation, is Daniel Jones did pretty good last year.
We all agree. Daniel Jones' first rookie season was way better than Josh Rosen's rookie season
by a long
without a doubt.
He had a problem with turnovers, but other than that, he had a pretty much great.
That's typical of a rookie.
It's typical. He had a typical good rookie season. There's no reason to get rid of him. There's no reason to take a chance on Justin Herbert, who pretty much, in my opinion, if you look at both of them, they have the same problems. So why draft a guy and go do another rookie year with your team than just taking the guy who you've already tried to develop?
Exactly. You got to take that tackle. You got to build around. You have to build around Daniel Jones.
I think
the Giants have to do what the Broncos are going to do this year. John Elway has come out and said that they are going to build around Drew Lock, and you have to. You have to. You got to roll with it.
Last year's draft class was so nice for quarterbacks. It's like
draft class.
No one should, other than I would say the Redskins, but even the Redskins, I think you give Dwayne Haskins a chance. You're too on and off with them to say that was his tryout. Exactly. I think you don't take a quarterback unless you're taking a third or fourth round quarterback, and then you're just we're going to try. But other than that, I don't think you do it.
No. Going for some draft rumors, John. Let's go into some trade rumors. So Leonard Fournette is reportedly on the trade block. So let's give out some likely landing spots. I was thinking Bucks, but given what happened today, probably not. The Bucks have also come out and said that they are not looking to explore this Leonard Fournette trade. So, I'll give you my top two teams. Either the Bills or I think more than likely Leonard Fournette is going to stay within the state of Florida. And he's going to be joining the Miami Dolphins off a trade. They're probably going to trade maybe their late first rounder, maybe some second rounders. Miami has a lot of draft capital this year.
I have a bigger situation based off of what you said.
Give it to
me. I'm gonna give a whole scenario for you that's actually kind of realistic.
Okay, that wasn't realistic.
I mean, no. I'm not saying yours isn't realistic. I'm saying it's going to be a big.
Give me the scenario.
Okay,
let me hear it.
The Miami Dolphins, they have the fifth pick, somewhere around there. The Miami Dolphins are going to take Tristan Wirfs with the 5th overall pick.
Okay,
they're going to pass on Tua, Justin, and all that.
Okay,
they're going to trade and get Leonard Fournette and trade one of their other picks away to somebody else to trade back.
Okay.
Grab some more capital. They have Leonard Fournette now running back. No, they're not going to spend any picks on quarterback in the first two. They're going to sign Cam Newton because they didn't take a day one quarterback. Cam Newton's a new quarterback in Miami with Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette and Cam Newton are now together.
Yep.
They now protected Cam Newton. Cam Newton's problem in Carolina was he wasn't getting protected. Now they have protection. They have a running back. They move up with their 2 draft picks. Take CD, Henry Ruggs, or Jerry Jeudy. And their offense is now complete.
And their defense is already there, bro.
No. Okay, and then their first pick of the second round, they will be taking safety out of LSU. You already know who I'm talking about.
Okay. Let me digest this. 5th round, they're taking Wirfs.
Yes.
Then they traded away one of their other first-round picks for Leonard Fournette.
Yes. No. They don't trade a first-round pick. They trade their third-round pick because Leonard Fournette always doesn't want to be there. That's how I think that trade goes.
Okay.
Either two-thirds or a fourth, something like that.
And so with their first-round picks, they have 3 of them. They're taking Wirfs, and they're taking one of the receivers.
Their other 2. They're trading their other 2 picks to move up to draft CD, Jerry Jeudy, or Ruggs.
Okay, and then the second round they draft the safety. Then they sign Cam Newton. They have that. Oh, bro.
I just made the Miami Dolphins.
Bro. I honestly think that they're going to be playoff team number 7 this year. That is already my prediction. But dude, you might put them playoff team number 5. Sweet damn. If that actually happens, you are a god. And if that actually happens, the Miami Dolphins are going to be scary.
And they should sign me as their new GM. Sweet
damn, Jalen. That's amazing. Let's We can't one up that. Let's go into the Niners then. Multiple names on the trade block, beginning with defensive end D Ford, linebacker Quan Alexander, safety Jaquiski Tart, wide receiver Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I purposely mispronounced that one just to piss you off. It's okay.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I don't care because he's a 49er.
No, I know. No, I got to put a little respect on Jaquiski Tart because he actually signed up football for me. So respect to him.
Yeah, no, it's
So
respect to the players on that team, but
exactly. Then the Niners are light on draft capital and they're strapped for cash. I'm saying that at least one of these goes down. I say they trade away Goodwin and they draft a wide receiver with their first round pick.
Henry Ruggs is pretty much Marquise Goodwin, but better. Well,
and you'll get him cheaper. And you'll get him cheaper because that rookie contract. So that does save it a little bit. I think Tart stays. Fourth stays. Alexander's gone.
Alexander's gone for a 3rd-round pick.
Those are my 2 guesses with that one.
Yeah, I think Quan's going for a 3rd-rounder.
Maybe
4th-rounder, maybe.
Yes.
But.
I think you might build the Petra third for him. Some smaller news, but still news nonetheless. Lamar Jackson. He announced today that he's going to grace the cover of Madden.
No, you have to say it right, Ross. Lamar Jackson has announced that he has come down with the illness of the Madden curse, and he's hoping that he can get through it.
I thought you were going to go more with Lamar Jackson has decided to take his talents to the cover of Madden 21.
Yeah, that'd be good. But no.
You go multiple ways with that one, bro.
Lamar Jackson has come down with the Madden curse. We wish him all luck. And we all know this lasts at least a year. Some people get through it, but most don't, See,
Patrick Mahomes survived. He actually had a pretty good result winning the Super Bowl, but it looked bad when he had that knee injury. That looked
half the season.
Right? It looked bad, but he prevailed. Maybe Lamar Jackson could do the same. Best of luck to him. And all we know now is who's going to be more overpowered, Jalen? 07, or was it 06 Michael Vick?
Ooh.
Or is it going to be 21 Lamar Jackson?
I feel like Madden now.
It's a little more balanced, right?
It's a little bit more balanced.
Still the awful game. Still one that I hate playing. Awful game. If we're going to play sports games, it has to be Shell. Shell's the best one on the market.
Shell is awesome. I'm a gigantic Vegas Golden Knights fan, but I'm still kind of getting more like I can watch Vegas Golden Knights games all the time, but I'm still trying to get into the whole thing of just watching hockey in general.
That's fair.
Other people's games. Like right now, the reason I watch is because Vegas is playing. That's why I watch. But I'm still trying to get into that just watching hockey because it's hockey.
That's fair.
But doesn't matter. Before I started watching the hockey, the Shell is the stuff. That game is lit. Online gameplay. Lit.
Easily the best sports game on the market. I don't want to hear it. Not Madden, not FIFA. NBA 2K second. 2K second. We could agree on that one. But man, nothing compares to Shell. I know honestly, it's hockey. It's not nearly as popular a sport. I think that's why the game's not popular. But if we're talking about from gameplay standpoint and how I guess realistic isn't the best, but a little more realistic, I guess. A little more skill based has to be Shell.
Yeah, I would say if I was to rank those ones, I would definitely go Shell, NBA 2K. I don't know. 2K was kind of iffy this year for me, but I'll also give them number 2. I would give FIFA 3, and I would give Madden 4.
Okay.
Those would be my 4.
Poor man.
Madden's online gameplay is so... Madden is literally just like... It comes down to skill, but unless you're like at the top of the top line, like every single thing, ins and outs of Madden,
it's
bugs of the year. Nah, I mean it's predictable, but it's also at some point so inconsistent.
Yes.
Like one play you'll throw the receiver and he burns the guy. Next play the receiver jumps up for a catch and then he gets mossed. But his catching rating is 97 and that DB's catching rating is 85, but he just got mossed.
The thing I hate most about Madden is there's no run game. I'm a guy. I played my football.
This year's was. I know you didn't play too much of this one. This year's is very run bound.
Or at least historically, there's been no run game in Madden. I love a good ground and pound. I love to control the clock, run the ball, first and second down, throw the ball when I need to, run the play action off of that. Good, nice Gary Kubiak style offense. What the Broncos
love
used to
this
have.
year's Madden if you played it more this year. This year's Madden is very run heavy, but it's kind of.
I don't know if I'll hold myself to it.
No, not right now. It's too late for you this year.
Yeah.
Too many people have learned the game.
Okay. See, now, Jalen, can we get to the biggest news? Probably the biggest news of this entire week.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's get to it.
So, for the first time in history, a WWE champion has been traded.
Wow.
No, no. But
Wow.
the 24/7 champion Rob Gronkowski is coming out of retirement. This story developed so quickly. It went from rumors to actually happening all within like 10 minutes, I think.
I literally saw a notification and it was like Rob Gronkowski says he's not counting anything out. Rob Gronkowski wants to be traded. Rob Gronkowski has been traded. Rob Gronkowski needs to pass physical. Rob Gronkowski has passed physical.
I
That was
swear,
all within like an hour.
it happened so damn quick. I thought this whole thing is ridiculous, but of course he had to be traded because Gronk was still retired, and technically the Patriots owned his rights for another year worth 10 million. So they had to essentially trade his rights to play in the NFL, which is it sounds weird. But so the Patriots traded away a 7th rounder in Gronk, and they get a 4th rounder in return. But Rob Gronkowski is coming out of retirement to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And oh boy, that offense is starting to look good. And the Buccaneers are really, really starting to look scary. Not only in the NFC South, but honestly, in the NFC as a whole, man. They're looking like contenders.
I know this isn't going to be a very popular opinion for a lot of people, what I'm about to say.
Say it. Doesn't matter.
I honestly think that the Patriots should not have signed Tom Brady. I mean, like, if you could have still got Gronk, like, honestly, you have Gronk now, so it's like...
You mean the Bucs should have signed Tom Brady?
Yes, the Bucs shouldn't have signed Tom Brady. They should... I mean, like, now that they get Gronk and stuff, it's like, dope. Because you probably weren't going to get Gronk if you didn't... What the hell? That was a bug. What the heck? But you probably would have got Gronk. But if you could have still got Gronk without Brady, like fantasy-wise, obviously you wouldn't have. But if you could have got Gronk without Brady and still have everyone you have on your offense, I would have said keep Jameis. Could have probably got Jameis for cheaper.
Well, with Jameis, at least you could just hook up to Gronk almost every play and have him come down with it. Which is what Jameis does anyway. So now you might as well put Gronk out there to go try to catch it.
Like it's a win now type situation. But honestly, if you look at it right now, if they don't win now, it's going to look bad because now you lost your quarterback of the future, and now you don't have a quarterback. If Brady was to retire for this season,
I would say quarterback of the future anyway. But that Bucs offense, man, Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk, OJ Howard, and Cameron Brate.
Howard's about to be gone though.
He's gone.
OJ Howard's
He's gone.
Traded. Which I think they should just go two tight ends.
Who's he two though?
I mean, I don't. The only reason I like pay attention to that one is because they said the Cardinals might try to get him.
Okay.
Because we still need tight end help.
He'd be a good fit. He'd be a good fit. And I think that'd be a good trade just depending on the price. But so Vegas before this trade, they had the Bucs win total at 9. Now they have the over under at 9. Now they have changed that to, it's like 8.5. Now it's at 9.5. So, Jalen, are you taking the over or are you taking the under on this one?
I don't know. It depends on Brady.
This is a really good line by Vegas.
Yeah, it's a really good line. They're gonna make a lot of money off of this.
You know what? Either way. I'm thinking. I'm saying they're going under. They're going to win 9 games. They're going 9-7, and so I gotta take that under.
No, I think I'll go 10-6. I'll give them 10-6.
So you're going to take the over on this one?
I'll take the over. They're going to go 10-6 with Gronk, and then that defense is questionable sometimes. But for the most part, with the way their offense goes, their offense is way too productive, and so their defense doesn't need to be locked down. Because their defense can allow 30 points because they know their offense is going to put up 35. So
yeah, that's fair right there. So that's NFL stuff we got going on right now. Let's roll on into some NBA stuff, dude. So the landscape of this story that went down a few days ago it does have some really big impacts and implications on what it means for the landscape of college basketball and on the landscape of recruits coming out of high school. recently we've seen a trend of a lot more guys going into professional to play overseas basketball in leagues like Australia and Europe and Spain and stuff like that.
Yes.
So you don't have to go to college. It's not for everyone. It's like the top. It's really the best recruits in the country that are able to do this.
Yeah,
Only it's
like
like
the top of the top, like
yeah,
top 5 top
but
recruits.
they forego college. They forego going to university. To realistically, they forego going to college for a season and not get paid. And now they're going to professional league for a season, getting paid, then coming to the NBA in their second season once they're eligible for the draft. So now we have Jalen Green, no relationship. He is the number 3 college basketball recruit in the country. He's foregoing college and he just signed a contract with the NBA G League. He's signed for a year and $500,000. So Jalen, can this be the new norm?
I mean, yeah, I think it's definitely gonna, because there's already been at least one other player who's also made this move. I can't think of the name right now, but it's definitely gonna be a change because now it's guys who know school's not for them, or they know that right now that they want to just make money straight out the gate. Some people they strive to get to NBA because they need money for their family. And so only having to go to high school and then getting a $500,000 contract, pretty much almost before you even have to pay taxes. Right. You don't even have to pay taxes now. Now you have a $500,000 job.
See, a lot of people can make the argument, they're skipping on a college education. This guy was only going to play a season at most in college. You're not going to get an education with 1 year in college. You're never going to be able to finish your general ed credits in 1 year. It's not going to happen. What you learn from experience, anyone that's been to college knows that what you learn your first year is pretty much a review of what you learned in high school. So that first year is completely useless. And so it's better for him just to go get that money and just skip the hassle, skip the NCAA. If you don't have to deal with the NCAA, why would you? Come on.
Very, very true. The player said that he's still planning on going to school. And one of the good things about this is he can still go to school, but he's playing basketball, making money. So he can still go to school at the same time, but he's pretty much playing college basketball.
So he's literally getting the best of both worlds.
He's getting the best of both worlds.
There's no reason not to do this, then. That means there's no reason, and that's great for him. And I don't really think this is going to have that big of an impact lasting, as a whole on college basketball, because you're looking at 1 to 4 guys that are actually able in this position to be able to skip college and go to professional leagues overseas or go into the G League.
I still think a lot
of guys very small percentage are able to do that.
I think a lot of guys are still going to go to college just because a lot of people, they dream about March Madness. Like some people, that's what, they want to only play 1 year and then go to the NBA, but they still want to be like I don't know. It might just be me, but for me as a basketball player, I think I would still go to play my first year of college if I didn't need the money. Obviously, I understand some people, they need that money. Go do what you got to do. But for me, if I really didn't need the money and I wasn't struggling, I'm on a full ride scholarship, and I know my family would be okay, I'd just do the college route, because for me, I'd rather win NCAA March Madness tournament and be proud of myself and go to the NBA, and then over winning a G League championship.
That is a experience. You're pretty much trading money for experience.
Yes,
it's essentially what's going on with this.
And it's there's nothing wrong with it. We're not saying there's anything wrong with it.
I'm not judging because I totally understand either side of this argument.
Yeah,
and it's really I honestly I'm pro this guy because he's kind of giving the middle finger to the NCAA. And if you guys have listened to anything I've had to say about them, you all know that I absolutely despise that administration.
Hopefully we don't have any problems with the NCAA anytime soon. But
hopefully they have problems with me.
I'm going to be a big problem for them.
I'm going to send a very, very strongly worded email and handwritten letter in fountain pen to the NCAA headquarters in Baltimore. Is it in Baltimore?
So I believe it's in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have any problem with them anytime soon. We will find out.
But, we will. Yeah, but we'll let you guys know if that happens. But to really sum it up, it's a good move for Jalen. It's a good move if you're into NCAA, and it's not going to change the college basketball landscape realistically for the foreseeable future. Because at the end of the day, it's still tradition to go to college for the season. It's still to be that one and done, and it's going to take a while for that to change if it's ever going to change.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. But all in all, congrats to him. He's making money now. He's still, from what I know, he's still going to be going to school. So congrats to him. Smart
Collect that money, baby.
And he's already started the whole degree process. So it's like
beast. That's a beast right
there. Smart move by him.
That is the definition of a scholar baller.
Yeah, that's definitely smart. And then if he decides school's not for him, I mean,
okay, he has $500,000 for a season.
Yeah, no, even then, like if he decides school's not for him, he can stop going to school and he doesn't have to lose basketball.
Exactly. There's no reason, like we said, there's no reason not to do this.
Yeah, so it's like whatever. Like, do you?
Move on to some baseball news now. Jalen, you weren't here for the weekly podcast last week, but I'm sure you heard about us talking about the Taiwan baseball league in Taiwan using mannequins and cardboard cutouts in the stands to kind of take the place of this crowd since they can't play in front of one. So now a few days ago, actually like 4 days ago, they gave those fans something to cheer for with a walk-off home run, and they had the mannequins raise their arms in celebration. The dumbest thing. And now you go from laying mannequins in cardboard cutouts to watch a walk-off home run to watching. Now we can officially say that we've had Taiwan, this Taiwanese baseball league has had the baseball season's first in the world, first home run, first walk-off home run. Now they can take claim to the first bench clearing brawl.
Corona's not gonna like this one.
Bro, 2020 is wild. Okay. Man, there's a bench clearing brawl over one of the players getting hit. So of course that's going to start themselves, especially when there's already a little tension between the teams as well. The mannequins, reportedly were really into this. As we can see that they couldn't take their eyes off of it. Most of them weren't even blinking. So,
wow.
Sorry.
Wow. that one was. All right.
But
that's all we got for you. I'm playing.
No, see, but I do have a criticism of this whole situation, Jalen. Do have a criticism.
Go ahead.
When the teams piled out the dugouts, guarding home plate, they were not 6 feet apart, and they're doing a really bad job and serving a really bad example of social distancing. Like, guys, come on now. I know you want to kill each other. I know you want to fight. I know you want to pull them away, but
throw your gloves at each other and then
6 feet, right?
Them, get them back.
6 feet, bro. Well, flatten the curve, guys. What are you doing? Damn it! If you keep doing this, we'll never have fans in the crowd.
Bro, I just want this lockdown to be over.
I still think this whole thing is funny.
Yeah, it's like funny, but at the same time, I understand the seriousness of it.
It's so sad. I'm so sad.
I want to go outside, guys. So please stay inside so that I can go outside.
Please stop trying to fight each other.
Please stop. 6 feet, man. 6 feet.
With the whole Corona thing too, you had the MLB still looking into contingency plans. Now they're looking to having leagues in 3 separate states. They went from the Arizona plan, then they went to the Japan plan. Now they're looking at the Arizona, Texas, and Florida plan. Florida. And I still doubt any of this is going to happen. At least we have a lot of players optimistic that baseball will be back. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of the MLB, is optimistic that the baseball will be back this year, which is something we can all hope for.
There's a little hope for everything. It kind of seems like right now, other than the people being stupid and protesting this, just in my opinion, whatever, do what you want to do. But
I protest inside the cars. You can protest while socially distancing yourself.
Yeah, no,
that's a good compromise.
I just think we should all stay inside, get this over with. We get sports back, even if it's not like we can go to the games yet. Like, I don't mind if they bring sports back and then we can't go to the games.
It's on TV, bro.
As long as it's on TV and I can watch something, I don't care. I just want to be able to go outside. I want to be able to hang out with my friends and watch sports. Stop going outside.
Please, I'm so tired of. I'm running out of replays. Running out of game replays to watch. At least tonight they had. I think it's still going on right now. But I was watching a little bit. I watched this game probably like 10 times already though. But the Super Bowl 50 between the Broncos and Panthers, they were replaying that
Great
tonight on CBS.
game.
I love it, dude. I've rewatched that Broncos season, their Super Bowl season, every game, probably 3 times now.
Yeah.
I have issues.
Yeah, definitely. I've watched the Andre Hopkins highlights a lot.
It's a good one.
Well, I do have a question for you. Wait,
Yes.
I do have a question for you. Why are we talking about football? As a Broncos fan,
Yep.
what trade would you give, or who would you trade, or what would you give up to move up to 8 to guarantee you get Jerry?
A second rounder.
So like a first and your second.
Yeah. So they trade away they swap first and give away their second. One of their seconds.
I'm gonna need a fourth or a fifth too.
But also, I don't know. They don't need to move up to 8. They can just move up to 10 or 9 or what have you. They just have to move in front of either the Browns, Jets, or Niners or Raiders. Sorry, they just have to move in front of the Jets, Raiders, or Niners. That's all they have to do.
My whole thing about why they should go to 8, not even as a Cardinals fan, I just see it as I think it's a mistake to leave space for mistake. So as in,
also, like, I don't think they need a receiver. Because I believe that
I think
they can still get C.J. Henderson at number 15.
Yeah.
So I just very much okay with that.
Yeah, if they trade up, I think
they're likely going to.
Yeah, I think you have to go for 8 because 8 is where people are going to be aiming to grab receivers because 9, 10, 11 is where receivers are going to start going. And so the last thing you want to do is go to 10 and then someone else trades up to 9. Now you just gave up all that to still miss out on who you're trying to get. So I think when you trade up, just like the Chiefs did when they got Patrick Mahomes, they traded up in front of everybody who they knew was going to go for quarterback.
No need to risk it.
Other than the stupid Bears. They traded up in front of everybody else.
Mitch Trubisky.
The face of social distancing.
Bear Dawn with Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, that's. But yeah, I think they made a great choice by trading up. Yeah, they traded up and they traded into the right position to where there was no room for mistake of someone else trading up in front of them and taking their guy.
They tried to bear Dawn with Mitch Trubisky. Now they're bearing Dawn with Nick Foles. That's going. The best quarterback battle in all of football is about to take place between Nick Foles.
Who's going to miss farther?
Who's going to get the closest? It's like bocce ball. You got to get closest to the target without actually hitting it.
I'm going to laugh so hard if Mitch Trubisky throws a ball and it's like 5 yards off. He's like, "Is that 3 points?"
Oh, dude, it's so bad. You know what? Let's wrap this thing up, dude, with MMA news. It's got some UFC and Bellator stuff, so we had to just give it the title of MMA. Yeah. Amanda Nunes is off the May 9th card, which is, we still don't know if it's going to be UFC 249 or UFC 250.
From what I've heard, it's still 249.
Still 249. I hope so. That just makes sense to me.
You kind of have to host the event to call it. So I feel like
you got to. But it's still nothing confirmed. It's just speculation at this point. But Amanda Nunes has pulled out, citing injuries and a poor training camp due to the lack of kind of preparedness that they have given the ongoing circumstances. So, Jalen, I have to ask you. No, it's a fine move. Yeah. How much is this going to affect the card?
I think they're going to have to find another banger. There's no way you cannot have like another top of the line fight, top contender, somebody fighting for something. I think you have to find something else big because that's a big fight you just lost. Like that wasn't just like icing on the cake. That was the cake. Like, so I think you have to find something else big. I don't think you should replace it with like another low level fight. Well, I'm saying low level, but I don't mean any disrespect to anybody in the UFC. Respect them all. But see,
I don't know if this meets your definitions, at least of being like a high rank contender. Yeah. But if you want a banger is going to happen. I don't know against who. This hasn't been fully confirmed by the UFC, but this fight is happening. Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell. He has one of my favorite fighters, dude. He's so funny. I love him. He's got the camo Reebok fighter kit. Amazing. You can't do much better than that. But he has released a image on his Twitter saying that he has signed a contract for the May 9th card. This isn't a high rank contender, but he's a 12-0 featherweight. Exciting guy. 2019 submission of the year when he got the twister. Only second one in UFC history.
I want to see a
and
banana
this guy
split.
Can fight.
If I don't see
this guy can fight,
from him.
and he's entertaining. So I think you're feeling well in this card, wherever it's going to be.
Yeah, like it's gonna be a great fight just because back to fighting. But I just think you kind of have to find, even if it's not like championship or number one contender type, I think you need somebody like top 10 fighters going against each other in some weight class.
But there is a hole in the card now with this.
Yeah, there's definitely a big hole in the card. I would love to see them replace it with like,
I mean, you can still
Masvidal, Kamaru. That'd be a nice.
Let's have 2 championship fights on this card and Ferguson and Gaethje.
Why not?
Might as well, man. Might as well just send it. Imagine. That'd be so nice. But if we're talking on the concept on the topic of Amanda Nunes, someone that has been a rival and opponent in the past is former UFC champion and now Bellator champion, right? Chris Cyborg. Chris Cyborg has recently reached out and has shown interest in a cross-promotion fight for the rematch between her and Amanda Nunes. I don't know if this is a smart choice by her, given what Amanda did to her in that first fight. Right?
Destroyed. Seconds.
Slobber knocked.
Obliterated.
Dismantled.
Terrible.
Let's get another one. Tore through.
Oh. Keep it going.
Befuddled.
Banana split it.
How about we just go for it? Outright dominated and embarrassed on a national stage like never before.
Night.
Yeah, okay, that's all I got. But
yeah, that's all I got.
Man, would you even be interested in this rematch? And would the UFC even agree to this?
I would say yes, they would. I think yes, they should. I would love to see. I think they should make it kind of an every year thing, just like just for example, WWE. They have their brands and they have like a big event every year where they all come together.
Real cross promotion. You you can't forget about Tyson Fury jumping sides to the pro wrestling area of the of sports entertainment and getting a knockout victory.
Yeah, but I honestly think that they should do it. Have a year where you bring like your. Well, I wouldn't say best. So I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, sometimes, but you can't always just have like your top fighters because then you risk injury. But I think they should make it a thing. Bellator 1 and UFC, they go at it for a day, and whoever has the most wins, they're the champion.
Bellator versus UFC card.
Yeah, have a full card, and everyone from UFC, not everyone, but UFC fights versus Bellator fights. And then I feel like that's a big thing for them because UFC right now, if you're asking me, like if Amanda Nunes was to fight Cyborg again, who do I think would win? I think Amanda wins again. And then as a company, that shows you're a better company. We have the better talent. You bring more support, like people who watch Bellator and don't watch UFC.
Man, that's why I disagree with you, Jalen, because I think it'd be entertaining. I think it'd be cool to see. Don't get me wrong. But why I think that the UFC would agree to the Chris Cyborg fight or to anything cross-promotion like this is simply because Bellator would get more out of this than UFC would get out of it. Bellator would need this cross-promotion with UFC, whereas UFC does not need Bellator. There's I don't think it's worth the risk to UFC and UFC fighters to take this against Bellator and risk losing to these guys and looking worse and not looking like you are the best promotion in the world like they are. But it would hurt their image. It would, I think, a loss, a UFC fighter losing to a Bellator fighter would do more harm than good that would come out of a UFC fighter beating a Bellator fighter. It just doesn't line up for me there. It would be fun,
Yeah,
but
that's
I just
true.
don't think at the end of the day it's a business, and I don't think from business perspective it's not worth the risk. It's not worth the money.
Okay, Ross, hear me out for this.
I'll hear you out.
All right, an event every year.
Hmm?
Let's say top prospects from every single state in the United States and overseas, obviously, because other people fight in the UFC.
One championship.
People who are I'm talking about people who aren't signed to any
Oh,
promotion. You bring them in for a big promotion, and then the winners uh, are then put into a draft, and the UFC, Bellator, and one then get to pick from those people who to take.
wow, that would be insane. So pretty much a Dana White's Contender Series on steroids.
Yes, pretty much.
So a
Just pretty.
John Jones version of Dana White's Contender Series.
Yes.
Sorry, he used only on pictograms. Let's go for a
Pico.
Alistair Overeem
Mhm.
version of,
Brock
of Dana
Lesnar.
White's Contender. Oh man,
Yeah, but
that
I think that
that's
just
crazy. That
I
is
feel like
absolutely batshit crazy, Jalen. But
yes.
you bet your ass I would watch that. You bet I would watch that because that'd be entertaining as hell. You can't deny that.
That's why for me, I'm looking at it from a perspective of I want MMA to grow, just in general, MMA,
Yes.
not UFC,
Yes.
Bellator. So the reason I think that you should have, like, if you're like, not saying anything about Dana, I love Dana, but if you're
How can
you're
you
about
not?
and Bellator is about MMA more than anything,
Mhm.
you should be willing to, even if it's like UFC doesn't gain anything from it. But if you have that big event every year where UFC fighters and Bellator fighters come in and fight, a lot of people who watch Bellator, like not even down talking Bellator, most people who watch Bellator are from Europe.
Yeah.
That's where it's based off of mostly. That's where a lot of their fighters come from.
Mhm.
Um, most of their fighters are Europe. So I think UFC, even if it is helping Bellator more, I think you having that big event still kind of brings new fans to the sport because like
Of course.
two brands
Of
going at
course.
each other, that brings new people to the sport. It
Mhm.
allows more people platform because a lot of people who are fighters on the in the UFC and stuff, they
Mhm.
miss out on fights because a lot of the events, people want to bring in people. So a lot of people, I wouldn't say lower level people, but lower popularity people miss
Mhm.
out on a lot of fights to be replaced by other people who are already popular. So
Yep.
I think having like an event like this where you're putting like your guys who normally don't get too many fights in a year in, throwing them all onto this card, and then have like a main card with a couple of your top guys. You're now having a place where your fighters can still prove that they deserve to be where they are,
Mhm.
or even like let's say a Bellator fighter wins, but he wants to go over to UFC. He proved he could be in the UFC. Now he can transfer over to the UFC. It just kind of gives that point. Like there's always
Yeah.
like those fighters. Like Bellator has
Mhm.
MVP. MVP is seen as a good fighter, but people think he has gone against competition. What if he destroys a UFC fighter? It kind of answers questions for both sides.
That makes sense. At the end of the day, it's about getting eyes on the product because we just want the sport of MMA to grow. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter what brand's
I'm
growing.
I'm looking for the MMA its brand itself, not UFC, not Bellator, or anything like that.
Let's see. Let's wrap this up then with some guy that I probably would like to grow a little more. Henry Cejudo, cringe champ.
You're
uh,
so short.
poor guy. Triple C, the cringe champ. Jalen, did you know that he has a gold medal?
No, I didn't know.
Never know that.
He hasn't said
But
anything about it. How
so
humble is he?
let's talk about him. He is not showing signs of a true champion because this is a guy that it looks like he's more focused on names of other champions, other guys outside his division, other names, possibly has-beens. No disrespect to Jose Aldo, but he's probably not in his prime. Or other guys um, that just aren't maybe at the top of their career. They're definitely not number one contenders like a guy like Peter Yan is. And
Yeah.
he's skipping out on the number one contenders in his weight class and he's going for the bigger names and he's going for it seems the more bigger fights. And is this a problem?
I think it is. I think it's always like we have the ranking for a reason. Like he's not number one contender just for a reason.
Hmm.
That's why I think in my opinion, another problem I see in the UFC, I think that the ranking system should be changed more often. I think if you lose, you should be dropped back farther than just going back to number one. I think we should use the ranking system for what it is. If you're number one and you fight the champion, and let's say you win, champion, then I could say could drop to number one. But let's
Hmm.
say you challenge for the champion and you lost, you need to drop down to 2, 3,
Outside
4,
top
5.
three, yeah,
Yeah, like you lost, now you have to
back to the
fight
line.
again and move back
Not
up.
all the
But
way back to
yeah,
the line because if you just lose a championship fight, you drop out top
yeah,
15.
not dropping on top 15 type stuff. But
Be
I
mean.
think that the ranking should be kind of how boxing is. Like boxing, while it does have a lot of downside right now with how the whole community of
Rigged.
boxing, yeah. But boxing, they literally make their fighters fight people. Like you have a mandatory fight against this number one contender because he earned this fight. I like that. But like the only thing I don't like is like they force a date. Like you have to fight him by May. Like I don't really like
A
that
little
too
much,
much.
right? But
Yeah, it's a little.
I do agree with that though. That's good though. That
Yeah,
they actually make the fight happen. Let's see. The thing is though, I could see it's good. Maybe not on UFC for allowing Henry to do this,
yeah.
but is good on Henry Cejudo's part because I'll give you this. Chael Sonnen said this. He put this very well. The main goal,
Still something puts
especially,
everything.
oh, he's the best. But he had a really good point on this. The best fighters, especially champions in the UFC, the goal as a fighter is to find the easiest fight that will make you the most money. And it may not be the actual truth to this, but Henry Cejudo sees a guy like Jose Aldo is an easier fight than Peter Yan, and he's gonna make more money against Jose Aldo than Peter Yan.
Yeah.
And I can agree with that. I do agree with that at least to an extent. But if we're going off that whole equation of how to run the fight game, easiest fight for the most money. Henry
Yeah.
Cejudo is doing this well if you look at it from that standpoint.
I mean, he's doing a lot of talking right now.
Well, you mean Aljamain Sterling is doing a lot of talking.
I mean, Sterling is freaking hilarious. He's one of the first guys I've seen post a picture of himself getting knocked out and make a joke about it, other than Wonder Boy. But
That was hilarious.
freaking hilarious. I think Henry Cejudo needs to fight. I feel like he hasn't fought in a while. I think he needs to fight a top contender. I don't think you can, like, honestly, going with Jose Aldo. I think Jose Aldo has a good chance of winning that fight. I think Jose Aldo has a way better stand-up game.
Well, at least he is scheduled for that main event card against Dominic Cruz.
No, I don't. I haven't seen Dominic Cruz fight since like 2016.
Right. It's been that's what I'm saying. But just given of what Dominic Cruz has been, how he kind of put the whole division on the map. He kind of helped create that division. It just go from historical. He's a former champion, and so I think that Dominic Cruz fight. I think Peter Yan is better than Dominic Cruz.
Yes,
but I think Dominic Cruz is going to make Henry Cejudo more money.
The same time, like I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, with that logic, I could say, I think Stipe Miocic should fight Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson is the best heavyweight of all time.
Well, let's be a little more real. At least it's a little more realistic, but
yeah, but it's like the same thing. It's like a name. It's like fighting somebody coming out of retirement. It's like the whole GSP thing. They're trying to bring GSP to do fights again, and it's like just because he's GSP, I don't think you should just be able to jump up and like you shouldn't be able to come out of retirement and just be like, I want a belt.
I think that the final point, though, is that Henry Cejudo, from Henry Cejudo's perspective, he's doing the right thing. He's doing the best thing for himself. But from as a fighting perspective and other perspectives of the number one contender, and from a perspective looking at the UFC as a fight promotion, they're going about it the wrong way. I think we agree on that.
Yes, we do.
And with us actually willing to agree, we're going to wrap things up, folks. This has been the 33rd episode of the Fourth and Long podcast. We appreciate you all for joining us here today. Hopefully some stuff to look forward to. Thursday, we should be live streaming the draft, at the very least live tweeting the NFL draft. We should be doing that on Friday as well, and maybe Saturday.
You're pretty much going to be hearing a lot from us this week just because of the draft.
Yeah,
you might be getting a couple of small episodes from us throughout the week, just based off of what kind of just
fun.
like a
Enjoy it.
Yeah, just kind of like a what the day included. If you missed out on anything.
Exactly. But of course, you can follow us at Fourth Long Radio on Twitter, so you can see all the updates, all the fun content, all the great tweets, and all the stuff that I put out, and some of the stuff that Jalen deletes. You can go to our website, www.thefourthandlong.com. We just had a new article go up today talking about what 3 things the NFL should be copying from the XFL.
True.
And also before draft night, we will have a written version. We did a mock draft on, we released on Friday, the first round, and that will be up written on the website soon. So thank you guys all for joining us. We really appreciate all your support. And we will catch you guys in the next episode.